Aloha and welcome to Moana's Divine Readings. I am Moana Anela, the Hawaiian Gypsy, and welcome. Also welcome back if you're returning to my channel. This is the reading for the full moon solar eclipse coming up, and very exciting energies that are going on. It's an annular solar eclipse. And so we got the Ring of Fire coming up, so very exciting energies, and also yeah, a lot of good things. So normally the energies last for about 2 weeks, or a little bit longer depending on what's going on in your world, but at least two weeks. So going from, in this case, from the full moon into the new moon. So and they're both going to be in Cancer. So a lot of the energies right off the bat is talking about nurturing energies, coming back to well, I'd like to say coming back to the source, but in this case referring to the source as being you, your center, being connected, being aligned and everything like that. So first we are coming back into alignment with ourselves, and then as we align ourselves, automatically that kind of like puts us in that alignment with the universe, the cosmos, and just everything in understanding. So that is really an overall energy coming through. As I was doing a lot of cards for the pre-shuffle, some of the cards are coming out. We'll talk a bit about those. Every month I do a monthly reading. I did a monthly reading. It ended up being over 2 months spread, that particular energy. So I haven't done my monthly reading for July yet, but I will be doing that very soon. However, the energies did come up, and we have our beautiful special guest, Ak, which is the Mayan star glyph for the dog. So right off the bat, a few things talking about loyalty. So it's really kind of questioning, where are our loyalties standing? Where are the legions? Where is our legions being placed? And basically, first of all, we want to start putting back those loyalty keeps coming up, but I'm trying to figure out the proper word for that. But anyways, basically coming back to putting the loyalty and intention and attentions back to ourselves. Basically coming to our true selves, being who we truly are. So being loyal basically to ourselves, and as we do that, that basically strengthens that solar plexus chakra, which is self-empowerment, and again coming back into who we are, stepping back into our own shoes, because Ak can also represent feet or the foot, and basically walking the path that we are meant to walk. And then being connected, which is that alignment, and being connected with who we truly are, and then being connected with the source. When we get disconnected, that's when we start having, all the other issues coming out. When we get disconnected, then our loyalties kind of fall apart. We start seeking loyalty to outward things that really kind of, they don't fulfill our true, exactly, like they don't fulfill like our true sense of what we're here for, who we are, our true mission, our true journey. It doesn't fulfill that. When we get disconnected, then other things start coming, surfacing, like jealousies, feeling unworthiness, definitely the feeling of not having enough, or not having what we feel we're supposed to have, out of this world. You know, seeing, you know, like the grass is greener on the other side, and kind of seeing that. Not, and then it, you know, falls into that negative self-talk, and along with basically looking at what others have and not really seeing what we have. So not appreciating what we have. So all those things kind of surfacing up. Now that's not going to be everything I said for everyone, but I'm just giving examples of all that, the things that come up when we are disconnected, when we are not being loyal to who we truly are. And we have Poseidon come up, and he talks about avarice, and that's exactly the energies. Now all these cards are meditated on, and I do shuffle them and kind of place them just to save time for the videos, so that the video doesn't go like too much into too lengthy. But so I get kind of that ready, but then I just get them up, and they've been meditated, and then they just, whatever comes out, and then I get them up here. So we got this. That's exactly what we're talking about. So a lot of eclipses bring out, you know, things that are like standing in our, can bring you like things that are kind of like blocking our true light. But on the opposite of that, you know, when the moon comes in front of the sun, we have now like full power of the sun behind the moon. So that basically is the energies of, you know, being supported by the sun. Even though you can't see it, we're being supported by the sun. And then, you know, not only are we coming back to our own self-empowerment, that solar plexus chakra, but we are also feeling that we are being supported by things that are, let's say, behind us, things that we can't see, but we are being supported by more than what we realize, more than what we can see. Is basically the important message here. And to realize that is when we begin to bring our loyalty, our allegiance back to who we truly are, to being who we really are, not worrying about outside external energies, not worrying about what other people are doing, not worrying about what other people have, not worrying about what other people are saying about us, especially, just, you know, that all has to go. That all has to break down. And, you know, we're talking Poseidon, and what a beautiful card to come out, because Poseidon, you know, he rules the oceans. Oceans are ruled by the moon, and we have that eclipse coming in. So the moon is in the forefront now. So there are a lot of emotions rising up, but they're rising up to show us our power. So, you know, realizing that, you know, Ak talks about, you know, being a witness of these emotions. So not getting into the emotion, but, you know, stepping out of the emotions or stepping aside to the emotions so we can witness it, so we can see the power, not to get into it, not to get into the emotions, and to let the emotions control and drag us down into that negative energies that I was talking about, you know, like negative self-talk or negative self-doubt, all that kind of stuff. So when we step out of that, we can see the power of the emotions, and, you know, that can allow that to be the fuel for motivations, for passion. Okay, so I'm looking at this, I'm seeing I'm without this. Okay, so what is in my life that needs to be changed? What is it I'm not really doing? So it's a chance to be a witness of your life now, to take charge, because we have the initiation coming out from the Isis Oracle, and such a beautiful card. And she says, you know, spiritual testing of Ra and the Lady of Isis. So again, very powerful. We see Ra right here, right? And he's in, again, he's in the background. So feminine and masculine energies are being balanced. But it's like now the feminine energies are being supported by the masculine energies, instead of like this unbalanced, unhealthy relationship between masculine and feminine, where the opposing energies are destructive and breaking each other down. Now we're seeing that, wow, you know, these energies are seeing each other for their differences, because that is the yin and yang. That is the balance that is needed to raise. If we support each other, then we become whole and we continue to raise each other up. And it's that support that is needed. It's not the feminine to try to be masculine, and it's not the masculine to try to be feminine. It's to know that each energies are needed in their own separate divine entities of energies to exist in order to continue balance within the universe, within ourselves. And that's what's coming through, is a lot of balancing energy. So very powerful, especially between masculine and feminine. And I guess, you know, this is not a love reading. This is a reading for the eclipse, the full moon, annular solar eclipse, June 20th, 21st. However, there is a lot of, we are seeing just in general, a lot of, hearing about like soulmates coming in or twin flames coming in, all these kind of balancing. But it's because it's time. It's because these energies are part of the process of this new age moving forward into an age of Aquarius. And Venus is going direct. So it's about a divine love, not just, a worldly love, but a divine love. So very, very important. And because this divine love really will illuminate, the power of how when these, and I always refer them as complement energies coming together, how they create that trinity. So by the masculine and feminine coming together, they create something totally new that cannot be created without the two energies coming together. And this is what's happening. So very, very important. Very, very powerful energy. So we're going to get into here. I use a Hawaiian spread of the three divine selves, lower self, middle self, higher self. Energies could be just like, basically subconscious, conscious, and then, higher conscious. Again, the cosmos, the universe, divine energies. So I'm going to start by flipping over the, I'll just flip them all over. Sometimes I go one by one, but it's like, why not? And then we'll get into these cards as well. All right, so first coming out in the center, this is what's manifested. This represents the manifested energies here. And we have 4 of lava stones. So that's basically the 4 of pentacles. So basically, what is coming through with these energies is a lot of holding on. Okay, we are feeling, the shaking up of the waters and the energies, and water is such a powerful source, and it is also a great source of power. It's one of the best conductors on the planet here or in the universe. So we're feeling a lot of that power, which is, it's exciting us, but it's also creating a little bit of, that pause right now. Like, wow, should I really move forward? Because we are talking about this new creation coming through. A lot of things are just new. And it has to be so. It has to be a new time. It has to be a new era. So there's a bit of hesitancies of moving forward, but as we're seeing things manifest. But we are. If we look, in this card, and this is the Halo Moon Tarot cards, the Hawaiian Halo Moon Tarot. Anyways, we see the kind of like the stepping stones. So we are moving forward, but we're being hesitant, and that's okay. You have to move forward in at your own pace. So it's really, really great. It's a great time because you're trusting, and that's the other thing that's coming out is intuition. We have intuition coming through as well. This is initiation, but initiation is also about rising of self-empowerment, rising of your whole being, as well as as one, as a spiritual being, enlightenment, and again, we hear about the light workers and all these higher beings waking up, and that's the initiation that's happening, and we are waking up. So it's a good card. And it's you are moving forward, you are trusting, you are really getting in tune with your intuition, and it is guiding you. Sorry, following you. It's following you. It's guiding you. It's guiding you, moving forward, and you're trusting in that, and you're feeling really good about it. But there is a bit of hesitancy, and that's good too, because sometimes moving forward, taking things step by step, is a really, really good approach. There's times to just jump in, like the Fool card, and then there's times of, okay, I'm just going to take this step by step. And that is actually really good, because that is the energies right now. The energies are shaking up, new things are building. We're seeing the evidence of that. Of these new, whatever our vision is in our life, we're seeing the manifestation, the evidence of what we're walking into moving forward. We're seeing finally the evidence of what that new world is going to look like for us. Things are coming together. Things are starting to make sense. That creation, that manifestation is beginning to kind of like reveal itself right in front of us. Things are unfolding. Things are falling into place, and it's really a beautiful feeling. And because we are starting to see, oh wow, this is where I'm going. Okay, now things are starting to make sense. So it's really beautiful, and you're allowing yourself, and you're following your intuition, and you're allowing yourself to pace yourself along with the journey, as this new journey, as it begins to unfold. And that is really, really beautiful. So some subconscious level, sorry, I hope you can see that, subconscious levels, and things that are kind of riding beneath the surface here. These are the energies that are rising up, and we may be feeling it, but we haven't quite seen the evidence of these energies. And we have the Five of Swords, which is very, very interesting. So this card, wow, I have to tell you, this card keeps coming up in almost every reading that I see, and it's amazing how this card keeps coming out. Now, this card can talk about a few things, but what I'm getting here is this rise, okay, so it's a bit of like a caution that Spirit wants us to be aware of, because it's like this avarice, okay? When we start seeing, all of a sudden the abundance or a new way of life that we kind of like had in our dreams, and maybe we felt for a long time, oh wow, I would never get that. I would never achieve that. That could never happen to me. Okay, so that's that separation of yourself. Okay, now we're coming into connecting with ourselves, alignment with ourselves, alignment with the universe, the cosmos, and we're starting to see, oh wow, I can have this. I do deserve this. We're starting to see our self-worth, okay? And even though it's positive, there's always a bit of that, aggression, that strong type of aggressive energy that comes out with it. Now, this is where we come back to talking about, stepping out of the emotions and allowing the power of that emotion to witness itself, instead of getting into the feeling of the emotions, which, like, so Five of Swords talks about doing, what's best for you, but it also talks about, doing what's best for you at whatever cost. And so there's a caution in the Five of Swords. And that cautions is feel your power. Step into your power. Do what's best for you. However, be sure that it comes from a higher purpose. Because when we get into our emotion, when we get to, lower level energies, lower level actions or reactions created by, like, all of a sudden, oh, you feel, oh, I am worthy, I am deserving. And now it's like, wow, I can't believe that, I didn't feel this way before. I deserved this a long time ago. And yes, you did. However, timing is everything. It was like you may not have been ready for this abundance. Everything comes in divine timing, because sometimes when we have power before we're ready, it really becomes destructive if it's too much power. And that's why, like, to be, a ruler of the sea, you have to have, you yourself, you have to be ready. You have to have that energy. You have to have that understanding of the sea. So, because the water can be very destructive, but it's also life-giving. And Spirit wants you to know that, yes, feel the power of your worth. Step into your self-worth. Know your self-worth, and only work within your self-worth. But not from a place of avarice. Not from a place of revenge, let's say, or vengefulness, or, not with that kind of mentality, but with the mentality of because you are this beautiful being, you are a great being. If you want to go as far as you see yourself as a god or a goddess, male or female, doesn't matter, however you see that. But basically you see yourself, and because this, this is a reflection of who you are. You are this power. So it's more than just deserving it. It's owning it. You are the power. And that's what Spirit wants you to see. So you come from a place of empowerment and beauty. And life-giving. So then you understand, wow, when I get abundance, then I will also be able to pass that abundance on to others. Because this is the time now. The time now is to be that of the Hawaiian way, the ohana, nobody left behind. So as we move forward, when we're ready, you have to be in abundance with yourself. When we're ready, then we can help others. Don't help others before you're ready, right? Don't do that. That's what this is talking about, right? Don't give something you don't have. Don't take from yourself. However, when you're ready, when you're in abundance, then that's when we can share. Then that's when we can help somebody up. But this is the time now. But it's more important right now for us to be stepping into our empowerment. But to step into the empowerment in a life-giving, growing for the highest good with that mentality. Not when the mentality is, oh, wow, because I didn't deserve, I deserve this and I never had it, so I better go get it. No. Because Spirit is saying you are better than that. And you know that. You know that. But, it's easy. It's easy to get into these energies. So, basically, we want to stay connected. We want to stay connected. And just remind ourselves the beauty of, the dance with the moon and the sun. As they rotate, they're dancing with you. There's a marriage between the moon and the sun. And then when the moon steps in front of the sun, does the sun say, hey, get out of my way? I want to shine. No, the sun says, you know what? You've been embracing my energy and reflecting my energy for a while. Now I want to support you. I want you to shine through me. And it's powerful when it happens on a new moon. Well, that's the next eclipse coming up on a new moon. But now this is a full moon coming up. So it's powerful with the full moon because then the sun continues to contribute to that. Sorry, it's a new moon. It's a new moon. Yeah, the sun continues to contribute to that new moon and support her with beauty. Now, when I say her or him, and I'm talking about moons and planets, I'm referring to energies, not male or female. Okay, so coming from the higher divine energies, we have justice. Wow, that's a beautiful thing. Justice 11. There's your 11. So yeah, this is what they want you to know from these energies that are surfacing, because we're feeling it. We're only human, and you know that's okay. We're only human, and but that's what this card wants you to know, that you have nothing to worry about. You have nothing to worry about. Just keep going on to keep following your journey. Keep doing your journey. Know that it's something that takes time. It's a new beginning unfolding, so it's like a birth. So it's going to take a bit, right? It's not just going to happen all at once. This is a beautiful birthing, and the thing is one thing with justice is it can talk about. Well, it definitely talks about, you know, divine energies, divine intervention. So, but it can talk about, you know, that faith. And when you have that faith, everything falls into place. So we're just going to pull these cards over now. These are the Shaman Oracles. And this is so beautiful. So we have Ancestors of Guidance. So yeah, exactly. You know, not only, Spirit wants you to know, not only do you, you know, want you to know that not only do you need to feel that it's time for you to do what's best for you, but you have spirit. You have spirit backing you up. Spirit knows it's time for you to get, I guess, let's say your just reward. But the nice thing is you have your ancestors, your spirit guides, however you see that, you have them guiding you. So they're guiding you every step of the way. They're guiding you every step. That's why it's unfolding, you know, a little slow. So it's helping you to understand, okay, when is it time to pause? When is it time to move forward? And, you know, and you know, taking the right path, the right stepping stone. And, you know, they're guiding you along the way. So you have nothing to worry about. And that's so beautiful. And then, that's what they want you to know. And again, this is the side of energies that we are not seeing, but we can feel it. And again, that's that new moon energy that's coming out. And it's beautiful. It's a new moon, you know, highlighting, you know, these issues so we know which to move forward. But we have the backing of the power of the sun that is helping us, guiding us to walk through, if you want to say the valley of the dark, to walk through the valley of the darkness, or that dark night of the soul, to walk through these times, and to have the courage and to be able to know, I will make through this journey. I can push through, even though it's not easy right now. It's a little tough, it's a little challenging, and it may be a little scary, but I know I can do it because I have the backing of the sun. I have the backing of spirit, and my ancestors, my spirit guides, my angels, however you see that. But you have the backing, and they're guiding you. And then on the right side this is the energies that are being illuminated, and it's the spirit of nurturing. So yeah, we're talking about, you know, a new moon in Cancer. In Cancer. So all about nurturing energies. It's about nurturing. But we have to talk about nurturing yourself first. Nurturing yourself first. Okay, so what we're going to do, so yeah, it's coming back to your soul. To your soul being. It's coming right back to the core, to the source of you. And then automatically, when we align those energies, we align the energies of the source. And abundance is coming in. And it's, okay, so I'm going to, so with our beautiful Wild Unknown Tarot, we are going to clarify the three cells. I'm going to start with oh my gosh. There we go. Son of Swords. All right, so Son of Swords, he's in the traditional Wyatt tarot, he's no tarot. I can't even speak. He's known as the Knight of Swords. So yes, energy is okay, and that makes sense with this because again, we talked a bit about that agitated energy a little bit, and we're seeing this fast energy is coming in, and it's an energy that can give us this feeling like, oh, I gotta do what it takes to make sure I take care of me, because just like what we experienced, I guess, with the COVID, we had the people that were hoarding and all that. So it's that kind of energy is like, and it was like, people, and they were taking hoarding, and it turned out they didn't even need all that. So that's the energy of the Five of Swords. And it's kind of, we still have that energy, that feeling that we may need to do that. But what Spirit is saying is that, yes, the energy is moving in fast. There's a lot of like tower moments and that kind of energy is coming in, and it's moving in fast, and it's just coming in. So that's why we have to make sure we don't get into the emotions, don't get into the fears, don't get into seeing what we don't have. We want to see what we do have, and that's why Spirit is saying not worry, because we have this Four of Pentacles energy that when we step out of this emotional energy that this Knight of Swords is creating for us, which is that fast, quick energy, better move it because I'm coming in. But when we don't allow that to create this emotional energy of anxiousness, of it can bring us into fear and all that, and anxiety, loss of sleep. But when we step out of the emotional that this energy can create for us, then we find this peace of the Four of Pentacles. And and that's just with connecting. Do some meditation, connect with yourself, connect with your center, your heart chakra, because that's the nurturing energy that's also coming through. And that's this nurturing energy is your heart chakra. That's what that's talking really all about. And sorry if you can't see that. So that's what that's talking all about. Connected with the heart energy. And then we get that beautiful like Four of Pentacles energy of slowing down, holding on for a moment before we move forward. All right, let's clarify the Five of Swords, please. And we have the Five of Swords clarified by the Ten of Swords. Yes, that makes perfect sense. So yes, we're feeling this need. Okay, that makes really, really a lot of sense. We got a lot of fast-moving energies because there's a lot of endings. But it is a time, which is really interesting, and this is how you know it's really divine energies coming in, because we have that balance again, male and female, male and female, and also the balance of like, quick energies that needing to be controlled, let's say, by meditative slowing energy. So naturally we can just allow the energies to do what they need to do, but we can control the chaos, let's put it that way, by connecting it back to our heart chakras, connecting back to our soul being, centering ourselves, meditating, whatever works for you on that. Because this is what's happening. Death is here, new beginnings, and we're seeing. See how the thing is going right through the guy's eyes there, and kind of drastic. I love these cards, but basically. It's closing out. It's telling us not to see through emotional eyes anymore, right? Not to see through emotional eyes, but to witness the things that have been injustice, but not to get into it emotionally, but to let it go. Okay, he's totally like letting it all go, and basically shutting out, closing out, sorry, I like the word better, closing out the old ways of looking at things, getting rid of that old vision and starting to see the new vision, starting to see the other side of the Five of Swords when doing what's best for you. But with the highest good intention, not with the fear-based intention. Like the example I just gave, with the coronavirus. Doing what's best for you, just hoarding, not worrying about, if anybody else needs anything. I'm just going to take what I need and all that thing. So changing that, getting out of that fear-based emotion and stepping into the higher vibrational emotion, that transformative emotion, which becomes wisdom, acting out of wisdom. And we do that by stepping out of the emotion and witnessing its power, knowing that, hey, I'm taken care of no matter what. So clarifying for justice, and we have the Ten of Wands. Wow, ending. It's interesting because I'm looking at the Son of Swords, and he's got like the one sword there in his hand. And it's like ones, and then we have 10 and 10. So we got new beginnings coming through. Now I know often the court cards can mean a person, but I'm not getting an actual person. I'm getting the energy of that type of person, and it's spirit. In this case, if we want to talk about person, it is spirit. Spirit is a real entity, y'all, and spirit is coming in, and spirit's coming in fast. But spirit wants you to know it's coming for your own highest good, for your transformational good, and they're guiding you. They're guiding you, and they're showing you. They're illuminating, where you need nurturing, and they're also wanting to give you nurturing. And they want you to know that, yes, you deserve your abundance, but it's coming. You're getting it just by being you. You're getting it just by connecting again. By whatever the separation was, you're healing that. You're healing that broken, that disconnected link to spirit. You're healing that link, and you're closing it up, and endings are happening. And because change is here. 5 represents change, and 10 is 2 5s, and now we have 4 5s, which is a 20, which is 22 is also, basically 2 can also represent your 11, the doorway, right? So yes, so a lot of beautiful changes are coming in, and that is so awesome. All right, so we're just going to finish up with a couple. Always the fairies like to come out, so I like to bring the fairies out, and these cards wanted to come out. So there's death again. There's death again. Can you see that? I don't know the light. There we go. There's death again. That's the fairy of death. So again, a lot of endings. Okay, so wands can also be emotional endings. I know usually water, but wands is passion, but so it's that emotional driven passion. So basically ending the ego aspect of your life, and so this death card really represents really releasing the identifiers, releasing who you identified to be, letting all that go, because you're beginning to learn who you truly are and stepping into this new life. And then these new things are coming because they just come naturally. That's the nice part. All you have to do is keep working on yourself, and then these things, and then your new aspects of your life come in, whether it's new jobs, whether it's new love, that naturally comes. We don't have to work for those things. So that's a beautiful thing. I'm going to go down here since I started up here. So that's death, and it's death of this ego. I have to read the soul shrinker. Right. Oh, that's easy. Yeah. So the soul, I know who this guy is, but sometimes I forget the names, but that's easy. The soul shrinker, he is the fellow that is what we're talking about, the adverse aspect of Poseidon. So he's basically, he'd be kind of like the gossip. He'd be kind of like, he's all the things that, like, if it's within ourselves to be our own negative self-talk, he's all that aspects. And so this is being illuminated. So, we are witnessing a bit, we are experiencing with ourselves, and of course Mercury just went in retrograde, and I know we're like, oh, Mercury in retrograde, but it's good to know, when Mercury goes in retrograde, what are the other planets around? And what's happening is whenever Mercury goes in retrograde, it always brings up things in the past. So, and that's what's happening. But because of all this illumination and all this power moving forward, Spirit wants us to finish off, right? It wants us to finish off death, death, death. He wants us to finish off with all these things so we can move forward and embrace this new, wonderful, abundance, new birth journey of our whole new self-being in a whole new life moving forward, in which we're coming into an age of Aquarius. I'm not too sure where Aquarius is exactly right now. It moved into Aquarius. Saturn did move into Aquarius. I'm not sure where Saturn is right now. It did move into Aquarius, and it's supposed to be moving back into Capricorn, and then it'll be moving back into Aquarius when it goes direct again. I'm not quite too sure of the dates, but I know it'll definitely be back into Aquarius by probably earlier, but definitely by October, November, around there. And then we have Laced Moon's daughter, and this is beautiful because this is the energy that we're stepping into right now. And again, she talks about, again, being completely who you are. Like, she does not worry about nobody around her. She does not worry about what people think. She doesn't even notice. She's so focused, she's moving forward, and if you kind of can see like how her body is angled, she's moving forward and up. And so this is the energy that you are moving into because you're doing the work of yourself. And it's so beautiful. She talks about abundance because she talks about, just being who you are, and then you attract. You're going to naturally attract all that energy that is going to be in alignment with you, and it's like nothing could better suit you than these things that come in naturally because you're just being who you are. I hope that makes sense. And so, and she's looking forward, but she's also relaxed. So this is cool. Like, her body language looks forward and intense, almost like this guy if he was flipped the other way. But well, he's kind of going down, but the thing is, it's still that angle, right? That angle. But here's the thing. So coming out of the emotional energies of this fast anxiousness into this beautiful intensity of moving forward, but just letting things, happen all around you as you move forward naturally. She doesn't have to think where she's going. She looks relaxed, but the body language is like zoom, because the more we are connected with who we are and in alignment with ourselves, and which becomes in alignment with the universe, the more things just happen and unfold. And that's exactly what's happening. And this is funny, I just noticed this, so I just kind of let it start where you are. So that's a perfect message. Start where you are. So basically, start where you are. And that, again, comes back to Poseidon. Can talk about, looking at sometimes, getting into that, what somebody else has, and seeing what you have is lacking. Get out of that, because you want to stop at all having any attention towards anything external, and definitely in anybody else. You want to look. Start looking at what you have. You have abundance. You are abundance. And start seeing the gifts you have. And you're going to see from there, you're going to move forward. Just like lace moons. And it's funny, the word moon comes into that, daughter, right? You're going to move forward through any kind of darkness. You're not even going to notice the darkness, which actually makes me look, see how she's glowing. It's all dark around her and she's still glowing. And that's beautiful, because that is confirmation that you are the light. You are the illumination in the darkness. You won't need, where you're going, you won't need, external light, because you will discover you are the light. You will be the one illuminating the path, illuminating the way. And that's why I'm getting with this 5 of Swords here. Interesting, 5 and 10. So you see, you're moving out of this lower energy vibration of, wow, because when we have 5 of Swords, if we feel like, oh, gee, I got to make sure I got to protect myself, and I got to make sure I got to go out. Let's say if we're talking about hoarding, I got to make sure I got to go get what I need. And I'm just giving examples here, get into the hoarding. That's the energy of feeling of lack. Okay. And then when we realize, oh, we're not in lack, we don't fall into the negative aspect of the 5 of Swords. We can fall into the positive aspect, which is doing things for your highest good, doing what you need to do. So for example, let's say cutting some negative friends out, right? People that kind of feed into your negative self-talk, or, if they're judgmental and that kind of stuff. So that kind of thing, doing what's best for you when the highest good. And that happens when when we step out of the emotions and just witness his power. So if we have the emotion, if we have the feeling, I got to do what's best for me. But if we get into the emotion of fear, then that's when we get into all the negative actions. But if we witness its power, wow, I gotta do what's best for me, and here I come. Then we step into the highest good, and that's when we begin to feel fulfilled, and that's when we feel at peace and connected with ourselves and spirit. I hope that makes sense. So again, the reading's not going to resonate with everybody, and so just take, some parts may resonate, so take what resonates, don't take what doesn't resonate. But yeah, I hope that helps. And we're just going to pull a card from the Let Go, and let's see here. There we go. And it says, overcome the desire to tame your wildness. Teach your mind to follow your heart. Wow. Is that clear there? What a powerful message. Wow. And that's a perfect ending for this reading. So thank you for joining me. I hope that helped. Sometimes when I get emotional and I have a hard time getting the words out, I know what I want to say, but sometimes I have a hard time getting the words out, especially emotional times at a new moon. I'm Cancer, and so these eclipses are very emotional, but I'm really feeling the positivity. I'm really feeling the moving forward, and I am feeling the abundance. I am witnessing, the great things that are unfolding for my life moving ahead. But yes, take your time. Don't be shy to stop and pause a moment. That's okay. Spirit wants you to know to stop and pause a moment, and it's okay. So lots of love and light. Love you guys. Thank you for joining me. And I also want to just give a thanks to Rambling Mike's Tarot. Great reader. And I can't say enough about him. He's just an amazing reader, and he really, just watching him motivates me to keep doing my readings. I love doing readings. I'm usually motivated, but sometimes, they get very exhausting. Especially, being Cancer and being very sensitive, it gets very exhausting. But when you have other readers that, just give you a bit of support, like the sun giving the moon support. You know, it helps you move forward. And I really enjoy doing these readings, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. I really love to do it, and enjoy doing it for you. So lots of love and light. Aloha, aloha, kakou, kekahi, kekahi. Love one another. You know, sometimes we can't give material things. There are times, you know, where we just need to hold on to certain things for a moment. So the most we can do, the least we can do is at least give love. So lots of love and light, and appreciate you all, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Aloha.